Hey guys, today we're going to go back to equations of lines, and the reason I've chosen to do that, and probably we'll do things like this for the rest of the year, is because slope and equations of lines and all that, that's a topic that's in both, it's in all three. It's in Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. So it's really going to help you both for this year, but also for next year. So this is all stuff you guys have already learned, and hopefully you find it easy, and it's just going to reinforce what we've already done and prepare you better for next year. Okay? So, slope, here we go. All right, so we're supposed to find the slope. They don't always give you clearly two marked points like this, but so the first thing you got to do is find 2 points that are clearly marked, which means that they go through the corner of one of the squares, okay? But they did that for you. All right, next, remember that if a line goes uphill, like on number 2, if it goes uphill, it has a positive slope. If it goes downhill, like on number 1, it has a negative slope. And I like to figure that out first, before you get caught up in the positives and the negatives and the rising and the runs. All right, so now we're going to do rise over run, or change in y over change in x. And when we did this, we kind of made little triangles connecting the 2 points, and always start with the point that's further to the left. So from point to point, okay, count the squares. So from this point I go down 1 and right 2. Down 1 is a negative 1. Right 2 would be a positive 2, but as long as you figured out that you have a negative answer in the beginning, then you're good. You already figured that out anyway. So it was down 1 and right 2. Remember, you always go up and down first because it's rise over run. Right? For number 2, figure out my rise and my run. It's kind of messy, hard to do that here. Okay, let me undo that actually. Can't really see it. Okay, so count your squares. Rise over run. And it looks to me like I rise, I think it's 4. I can't really see it very well. 1, 2, 3, 4 squares, and I run 1 square. So I rise 4 squares and run 1 square. Simplify that fraction. 4 over 1 is the same as just 4. So my slope is 4. You can use m to denote slope. Okay? Now let me erase all of that so that you can see it better if you want to, because I may have messed it up. So you're counting the squares from point to point. Rise over run. Okay, number 3. Counting rise over run again. Okay, I rise 2 and I run 2 squares. And it's a positive because it goes uphill. So if I rise 2 and I run 2, both positive. If you go up, it's positive, and if you go to the right, it's positive. If I go down, it's negative, and left is negative, and 2 over 2 is the same as 1. Okay, number 4, this one's going to be a negative answer because it's downhill, and if I start on the left side, I have to go down. I don't know how many squares because I can't see this. I wonder if I can zoom in. Let me see. Hey, I can. Look at that. Okay, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares, and then over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. So down 6 and over 5 gives me a negative 6 over 5, and I can't simplify that, so that's it. Always double check your sign. You expect a negative answer because it's a downhill line. Okay, now the last 2, horizontal and vertical lines. Okay, you can do it the same way, but then you kind of want to memorize it. On number 5, to get from point to point, to get from this point to, hold on, technical difficulties. To get from this point to this point, I rise nothing. So I went up 0. I do go over 2, but it doesn't really matter. 0 over 2 is just 0. All horizontal lines have a slope of 0. Now, vertical lines, which is going to be the next one. Sorry, I keep getting caught up in this stupid machine. Okay, vertical lines, if I do the same thing for this one, okay, and I try to do rise over run again from point to point, to get from this point to this point, I rise 1, but I run nothing. Well, 0 underneath is undefined. Undefined. All vertical lines have an undefined slope. So try to remember, 0 underneath is undefined. You're not allowed to have 0 on the bottom. You may remember this. No 0 on the bottom. That means undefined. Whereas 0 on top is okay. That one equals 0. This one equals nothing, undefined, no answer, no can do. Okay, so all that's review. Hopefully you guys did okay. And your worksheet for today is going to be super duper short because it goes fast. Good luck. Bye.